Hello everybody, I'm Mrs. Barker-Doe and I'd like just to talk you through the one-way system for starting school next week. You can see at the moment that I'm in a beautiful purple high-vis, and what you will notice throughout the course of the week there will be a number of key adults wearing high-vis purple jackets, including governors, to actually help you and support you through the days and of course over the coming weeks. If I can just begin that there will be parents that are coming from different directions, and we do appreciate that we've got to manage that as best we can. So if you are coming up from Linden Road coming onto school site, what we are asking you to do, because we are looking at a 2-metre distance, is that you're able to cross the road and actually come up Colton Road and then come across and join the road then which feeds outside Colton. Please be aware though that we don't have crossing patrol on this occasion, so you will need to make sure that you look after your children as they cross the road, and equally yourselves. In terms of then making sure what 2 metres looks like, we have identified on our barriers there, you'll notice that there's black tape. And for every black tape, there is bits where it's 2 metres. Of course, what we don't want you to do is to line up actually on the barrier. So what we would appreciate is that you stand close to the barrier, 2 metres in line with the black tape as I'm doing so. And then the next person behind you would then line up 2 metres behind me in line with the black tape. Of course, that if you're coming up from Tuffley Avenue, that looks very different to you, because actually all you therefore need to do is to come down Tuffley Avenue and to join the line at the 2 metre point of the last person. We're going to do as much as we possibly can to alleviate queues, but ultimately, as I'm sure you are aware, that there will be a number of children coming onto our sites at given times, with our first cohort of children coming on our site at 8:40, and then once those children have left, there will be another cohort. So all the way through, I do really ask for your patience at this time. If you are a key worker accessing the key work provision, your main entrance into school is always through the front foyer. And you will notice here that there are signs that say key workers, and we do appreciate key workers that you may well join a queue with some other children, but your access is through there. For all of the other children on our site, you would continue to walk down patiently, making sure that you adhere to the black tape and the 2 metre rule. You'd pass these gates, and these gates will be closed, okay, at all times. But of course, in between, you're likely to see a member of staff in a high-vis jacket. And of course, do speak to them. We can have conversations with you at 2 metres. And then you'd come to this main entrance, which is where everybody would feed in. We then go through to the main entrance, and then what you will notice is that the black tape has now gone, and we've now got the white marking lines, probably what you're used to at supermarkets. So it's still in the same principle as you start on a white line until there is a space, and that we continue to then walk along a white line, making sure that we continue to stay on those at social distancing. We follow the school through. Okay, there will be another member of staff in a high-vis here just to support you in whatever way. But of course, like anything, as I've said before, we do ask for your patience. These gates will then both be open, and what you can notice again, so you will continue to come through, and again, we've still got the white lines all the way up to the top of the picket fence. Okay, when you do get to the picket fence, what we are asking is, if that gate is closed, that's there where you stop, and there will be an adult there waiting for you to then direct you to where your classes are. So once these gates are open, in terms of reception, which will be fed here, over in this door here, there will be a class teacher. and that will be Whale class, and Mrs. Wilson will be the key adult in Whale class. This one just round the corner here, okay, will be Pisces, and Miss Letts will be on there for reception. And then, you know, we have had to move another reception class round the corner, but in terms of access, 2 key reception classes. If you're coming on site into playgroup, exactly the same, you would continue to come through here, you'd wait for the picket gates to open, and then we would then continue to access following the white lines, because you'll notice that they are 2 metres apart, and the same in terms of queuing and being patient. And we would go up to the 2 white doors here. The one to the left of me is Sun, satellite, and the one to the right is Moon, satellite. Year 1, you would go into here if you are in Leo class, and that will be Mr. Clement. You'd continue along if you are in the other year 1 class here. This one will be Lynx into this door here, and it is really important that you do just say bye to your child on the white line, and then they go straight in. Unfortunately, there won't be the opportunity to have a conversation with the class teacher, and if you do need to pass any message on, you need to do that through admin, and of course admin will then get in contact. So you will need to ring, because we are asking that parents don't come into the front entrance at all. So any conversation or communication needs to be done via telephone or equally email if it works best for you. So the final year 1 class then is this room here. And that one is Phoenix, and in that classroom you will have Mrs. Godfrey and Mrs. Bashford sharing the job, the class in there. So then that's the whole of year 1 all the way across. As I said just previously, the only other class that we are using for reception, okay, so if you aren't in the 2 down at the front, the other reception class is here, and this class is Swan, and Miss Smart is here. Exactly the same, you need to say bye to your child on the white line. They would then go into Mrs. Smart's class, and this is exactly where you would also pick up your child. So in terms of coming onto site is exactly the same as leaving our school site. Once you've said goodbye to your children from playgroup, reception or year 1, you then need to continue along the lines. Of course, if you're a year 6 child, you haven't yet got to where your class is, but it's still the same journey, making sure that you're 2 metres apart. So we'd continue along the white lines, and we really do ask that you stick to the white lines rather than veering off onto the playground. And this is probably the most important, because if you are unable to leave siblings at home and they need to come with you, they do need to be kept by your side holding your hand, or ideally strapped in a buggy or a push pram, because of course we are unable to have children running around the school site. So again, we do appreciate if you would stick to the 2 metre lines as shown. There isn't the option to leave bikes. We have raised that if you do need to bring a bike onto site, because we're asking for as much walking as possible, that you do take your child's bike or scooter home, because we don't have the facilities to be able to leave them on site anymore. So if you are a year 6 child continuing your journey, you'd continue along the white lines, okay, until you get to our alloy building. And our alloy building is primarily just for year 6. Exactly the same, continuing the white lines up until the point really of the end of the brown fence. Once you get to the end of the brown fence, probably ideally here, we are asking you to stop. This class will be Draco class if you are a year 6 child, and again exactly the same, you say bye to your child and then you continue to be patient, because of course there may well be somebody in front of you, so you will need to wait until the parent is gone before you then continue on your journey. If your child is walking to school on their own, we really do appreciate if you could actually go through the video so that they know that they've got to continue along and stay on the white lines, and then just go into either Draco class here, or they would need to go down into this class, which is Pegasus. Okay. For every other parent, the white lines actually stop here, so that means your journey is finished and you've taken your child off, apart from the last year 6 class, and I'll share that with you in a moment. But we continue along, keeping a 2-metre distance, and then what we are asking is that you exit our school grounds via the car park. So the top gate will be open, you'd feed through, and then you'd come down just of our car park and then leave at the bottom gates. We would really appreciate that once you are off site, you continue on your journey either to work or back home or whatever that be, rather than actually have a chat outside the school gates. If you are in the last year 6 class, again the 2-metre distance, we are asking that you come down here, and Mrs. Day Webb will be there waiting for you. And this class is Chameleon, and Chameleon will be in this class here, okay? And exactly the same, you would then just feed straight out over onto the green gates, and then you've safely dropped your child off and safely left our school site. Thank you.